Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Here is a detailed discussion on William Wordsworth's 3 Years She Grew. Now first of all, we must know who is William Wordsworth. So William Wordsworth is the greatest poet of the English Romantic period, and he is called the worshipper of knowledge, as he heavily and minutely portrayed nature in his writings. Now it's the time to have a look at the poem 3 Years She Grew. It was written in the year 1798 and was published, that is, first published in the second edition of the Lyrical Ballads, a joint venture of William Wordsworth and S.T. Coleridge in 1800. Most importantly, as per the structure of this poem is concerned, it's of 7 stanzas. To be more specific, 7 stanzas of 6 lines each. And rhyme scheme of the poem is AB, AB, CC. And as per the genre of this poem is concerned, it's a lyrical elegy. Now, when it's an elegy, it does indicate that it will be connected to the aspects of mourning and death or loss. Yes, it's a lyrical elegy on the death of Lucy. Now, next point about the poem is that this is one of the 5 Lucy poems of William Wordsworth. Now, it is customary to know something about this Lucy, after whom the sequence or the series of these 5 poems is called Lucy poems. So, Lucy poems is a series of 5 lyrical poems based on nature, beauty, loss, and love. And all these 5 poems are named after Lucy, who is a mysterious girl. Now, these poems are about a young girl, as we already mentioned, that is Lucy, and who is a symbol of utter innocence, beauty, and grace. And the specific poem 3 Years She Grew is about nature as well as Lucy. And nature has become the guardian of Lucy, and nature also likes to bring the qualities like beauty and gentleness to Lucy. Dear friends, already we got to know something about Lucy. And in this part of the lecture, we will come to know further about Lucy. This character of Lucy, in a way, is a portrayal of Wordsworth's own daughter, Catherine. In the beginning of the poem, Lucy is referred to as a beautiful child. Lucy is also described as a daughter of nature, and Lucy's death may also indicate the frustration of the poet. Now, what is about the title of the poem? The title of the poem, 3 Years She Grew, refers to Lucy and her growth in nature and under the supervision of nature. The external nature has become the guardian and mother figure of Lucy. At the same time, we must have a look at the themes which have been described in this poem. The themes of this poem include the aspects like gentleness, life, harmony, growth, beauty, playfulness, innocence, and death. Dear friends, we must have to remember some of the key points which have also been described in the plot of this poem, such as number 1, the representation of nature as a guiding mother figure of Lucy, who will save Lucy's personality and life. Number 2, the aspects of innocence and purity. Number 3, fleetingness of beauty and life. And number 4, the aspects like loss, immortality, and death. And here is a speaker in this poem. Now, what is about the speaker? Here is a speaker who is a mysterious one and who laments the loss of Lucy. The poet used different rhetorical figures in this poem, such as simile, metaphor, and personification. Now, the stanza wise analysis. Stanza 1. The opening stanza introduces Lucy as a lovelier flower on earth who has spent 3 years in nature, that is, in sun and shower. Here is an information that nature has taken or adopted Lucy, that is, the child Lucy, and is determined to raise Lucy under her guidance. So, nature has taken a greatest role and has been described as the guardian of Lucy. At the same time, nature decides to bring proper shape to Lucy, and the phrase sun and shower refers to Lucy's happiness and sorrows respectively. Now, the second stanza. Here in the second stanza, the speaker mentions that nature herself will save Lucy's life, and nature will provide Lucy with both wildness and order, as has been depicted by the phrase impulse and law. The very phrase in this stanza, that is overseeing power, refers to the power of nature, and it means the careful presence and guidance of Lucy that Lucy will get in life. This stanza also notes that Lucy would get freedom as well as limitations, that is, a kind of balance from nature herself, who is also Lucy's source of protection and at the same time Lucy's guide. Now, stanza 3. Here, Lucy has been depicted as a sportive or joyful one and is compared to a fawn in terms of gleefulness and sportiveness as well as carefree spirit. Here is a reference to Lucy's inner peace and tranquility that she acquires from nature. The poet speaker describes the nature stillness and simplicity in this third stanza. And the stillness and simplicity of nature at the same time highlight Lucy's virtuous and harmonious living. Now, stanza 4. In the fourth stanza, the external nature provides Lucy with grace, and he also imagines Lucy's floating on clouds, which further asserts the calmness of nature. And at the same time, the calmness and the coolness of Lucy also gets reflected in the calmness and coolness of nature herself. The very phrase in the third stanza, that is silent sympathy, asserts an intense understanding of nature's moods. And this stanza also proclaims that Lucy will be guided by nature. Now, stanza 5. In this part of the poem, the poet refers to the love of Lucy for stars, and the very phrase beauty born of murmuring sound signifies Lucy's inner connection with nature, and which is also the source of her beauty. Moreover, in this stanza, the poet connects Lucy with the mysterious aspects of nature. This way, this portion also indicates Lucy's close and intimate association with nature. Because, after all, nature has become Lucy's guide. Nature has become Lucy's sources of protection and joyfulness. Now, stanza 6. In this stanza, nature, that is Lucy's guide and guardian, decides to give Lucy the feelings of delight. And here, Lucy has also been described as a pure one, getting the love and care of nature. Here is also the connotation that living in nature and with nature, Lucy has become matured with the passage of time. And at the same time, this portion of the poem indicates Lucy's intimacy with nature, Lucy's intimate and close connection and closeness with nature. And the phrase virgin bosom and stately height also refer to Lucy's innocence and purity. Moreover, the other phrase in the same stanza, that is happy dale, refers to Lucy's calm and tranquil place of living, as well as nature's full protection for Lucy. Now, stanza 7. In the concluding stanza, the poet speaker has mentioned the short livedness or fleetingness of life. That is very, very much realistic and properly true from every perspective. Here is an indication of Lucy's death, that is, her sudden and untimely death. So, this way, in this part of the poem, here is a transformation from the gleeful presentation of Lucy to the death of Lucy, which eventually creates an ambience of sorrow in the poem. Now, what prevails is the memory of Lucy, because right now Lucy is no more. So, nature is eternal in presence, but life is not. Therefore, this stanza or the ending of the poem asserts the immortality of Lucy. Very interestingly, Lucy is a mortal one. Lucy is no more. Lucy is dead. But still, here is a reference to the immortality of Lucy by means of nature as well as memory, bearing the note that life ends but not memory. The poem ends with a reference to Lucy's death, and it creates a bittersweet and sorrowful ambience in the poem. However, here is a connotation that although Lucy is dead, although Lucy is no more, but her spirit and memory will remain bright forever in nature. And this way, nature has become a true guide. Nature has become a perfect source of protection for Lucy from each and every perspective. So, this is about Wordsworth's Lucy poem, 3 Years She Grew. We'll come back soon with another interesting lecture on the history of English literature topics. So, stay tuned to my channel and thank you